One of the pleasures of my office is being able to reward people who've performed well over the years. I don't just go around pointing out people's mistakes, you know. I'm sure you'll all join with me in congratulating your colleague, Joan Ferguson, on her appointment as Deputy Governor.
Mr. Dwyer.
Congratulations, Miss Ferguson.
Thank you. I'll be late for my next job if I don't move it. Back the salvo. Let's hope Bassinger follows me then, eh? You sure the judge passed on enough info to get him onto me trail?
No worries.
I sure didn't see him this morning.
You won't, Bassinger's good. The first we'll know is when he walks in the door.
You better keep sharp then. Bye-bye, love.
I'm staying.
Staying? Bob, that's wonderful.
The only way it'll work is if we ignore each other. It has to be officer-prisoner relationship. As much for your sake as mine. We'll make it. One way or another.
Julie!
They knocked me back. I reckon I was in on all the scans and they're going to give me another hearing for 6 months.
Okay, calm down, don't worry.
Will you really?
Of course, I love you.
Steve, you let me go. Steve.
Julie, you are only making things worse.
I had to see Julie Ferguson refused me a visit. Come back later and
supposed to
approach
be
Mrs.
parole.
I'll take it, Mrs. Morris.
I love you.
I love you.
Someone must have lagged on us. They knew all about the scams and reckoned Jules was in on the coke deal. What? The bastard. Yeah, well, don't worry about them. What about the bitch who lagged on us?
I'll fix her when I find her.
Yeah, well, I don't reckon you have to look too far. Can only be one or two people. Williams or the kid killer. My doze on Maxwell. I mean, she's got Moran's here for a start.
Maybe he has been conning us. And if he has, him and that Maxwell bitch won't know what's hit him.
You want to see me, Governor?
Yes, I won't be a moment.
Just say the board was light on Lumsden. Think they'd realise that her type just cannot stay out of trouble.
Well, Steve, it's Julie Egbert I want to see you about.
Oh, yes, I expect Mrs. Morris will be making out a report about that incident at the fence.
That won't be necessary.
I'm sorry, Governor, but I can't agree. The women already think you're too soft.
I know what the women will think. They'll see Julie's distress as a direct result of Steve Ryan being refused a visit.
Ryan was dismissed from here because he lied about his intentions. I hardly think he's a suitable visitor for Egbert.
You know how they feel about each other. Steve could have helped Julie over her disappointment at being refused parole.
We're not running a matchmaking service. Egbert had a visit yesterday. She's only entitled to one a week.
I shouldn't have to remind you. The number of visits a prisoner has is at the governor's discretion.
You were with Mr. Brennan. I didn't think it was so important.
In future, I'll decide what's important.
I was merely acting in my capacity as your deputy.
And I expect you to be more understanding of the women's problems. If you'd exercised just a little compassion, the incident would never have happened.
If that's all, I'll return to my duties.
There is one other thing. I want you to ring Steve Ryan personally and let him know that he may visit Egbert if he so wishes.
If you're going to continue to undermine my authority...
I'm sure everyone will see it as a change of heart, Miss Ferguson.
Darling, just in time to join your mother for a drink.
Oh, what's this? Happy hour or just the hair of the dog?
Well, it was just so hot today I couldn't stand the thought of lunch. Drink?
Yeah, I will, actually.
Well, your glossy sister seems to be doing very well. I learn more about her from magazines than I do for myself these days.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Oh, you're not still cross with me about that job, are you?
Well, you stuff things up good and proper, Mother.
Stephen, your language. Anyway, this family hires tradesmen, it doesn't breed them.
It's not just the damn job.
Well, I can't think what else would interest you in that place.
No, I don't suppose you could.
Well, perhaps you could enlighten me, dear.
There's a girl there. It means a lot to me.
A prison warder? Oh, my God, they're worse than police women.
Not one of the warders. She's a prisoner. And I'm in love with her.
You're not serious.
I've never been more so. In fact, if she hadn't had her parole turned down this morning, she'd be sitting here with us now.
Oh, Stephen, you can't possibly throw away your life like this.
Just watch me.
Stephen, wait. Stephen?
Sorry, Nance, I just wasn't hungry, that's all.
Oh, that's all right, love. You know, sometimes it's better to talk these things out.
Yeah, it's all sort of... Oh, I don't know.
Kid deserved a better run than that.
Especially on top of losing her parole.
And that bloody stinks too.
Oh, well, let's hope this sheds some light on who knifed her in the back. Vic didn't want to come.
Yeah, one guess why, eh?
I thought she was kidding, that's all. Hey, Reed, you're putting a great game. Screwsbury. Save it, slag bag.
Hey, what gives?
Someone's been lagging. Dropped Julie right in it.
Yeah, and you're the odds-on favourite.
Oh, give us a break. I wouldn't turn on you guys.
Oh, you'd turn on a 10-cent piece if you got to pick it up.
Sure, OK. But I haven't got anything to show for the lag, have I?
Not yet.
Oh, honestly, it'd be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? How could I do a deal staying in your territory?
Yeah, well, someone's got to pay for Jules.
Well, I'll help you find the lagger. Just say what you want me to do.
Just get back under your rock.
Sure, Reed, whatever you say. And don't give me no excuse to go looking for you again.
You want to watch?
No, the little sleaze is probably on the level. She knows we'd spot any special treatment a mile off.
Yeah, well, someone needs their mouth shut for good.
Well, it seems so malicious. Nobody could gain anything by ruining Julie's parole.
I just can't believe it for a few crummy drinks. And only the gang knew about the car. Any of you been gassing about it?
Are you kidding?
Not. What about it, Nance? Did you say anything to Maxwell?
Well, yes, I did.
Oh,
actually.
bloody
Well, look,
hell.
I didn't say anything about the cocaine, honestly.
I've had a gutful of Maxwell.
Yeah, everything's going straight to Moran.
You're right. Some people are just going to have to learn the hard way.
Now, what's the hold-up?
Takes more than 5 minutes, Joan.
Well, when you're finished, I want these put in the confiscation cupboard.
Oh, come on, they're hardly contraband.
Broken combs are potential weapons and are not allowed. If you had read your rule book, you would know that. But, of course, you and Reynolds threw the rule book out some time ago, didn't you? Round about the time our problems started.
And which rule bans hair shampoo?
26B, subsection 1, theft of a prisoner's property. Kennedy had 2 bottles, one's obviously stolen.
Or traded.
We'll let the investigation decide that. In the meantime, there are 3 more work areas to be checked.
You're playing a very dangerous game, Joan.
I'm sure you and Reynolds have talked it over. It's only natural.
You know what the women will do if they find out there's an informer amongst them?
Informer? Who said anything about informer?
Damn it, Joan. We are talking about the possibility of one of the women being murdered. Now, surely even you have a conscience.
Well, if you feel so strongly about it, I suggest you contact the minister.
Don't be daft, of course, I'm sure.
Well, stop talking like you're in some flesh cop shop and keep your wits about you.
Look, Jess, after my days on the streets, I can tell if somebody's got his eye on me or not.
Just the same, he's a cold fish, that one.
Ain't someone just nibbled at the bait today? Feet are killing me.
Did you get my shopping?
Yes, love. So put the kettle on. Be there in a few minutes.
Taps.
What, love?
Be careful, won't you?
Always am. Not me with a kid, is it?
Could at least knock before you come by.
This is not a social call, Maxwell. You've had all the
dear Alan,
handshakes
bloody lovely. You miss your old man, so you make sure Julie misses out on Steve, you bitch.
Would have thought Miranda would be fixing that up for you.
You shut your foul mouth. Why should she? It was your big mouth cost Julie her parole.
Yeah.
What? Usually I let people fight their own battles. But Julie's not the type. So you're going to be an exception. Lexi, keep nicked.
Give her one the gap for me.
Look, for heaven's sake,
I
shut
haven't
that
done
door
anything.
behind you.
No! You look like the noisy type, Maxwell.
Please, you're making a mistake. Putting this off so long.
Please!
Oh, good day, Nance. Where are you off to, eh?
I was wondering where you all got to. You left in such a hurry.
Yeah, well, Reed wanted a hand with something. Only took a sec, eh?
I'm very worried about her. You know how she's been since that business with Dan and her brother, and you were all very worked up about